YouTube, welcome back to the deserts of Kharak, where we're going to be jumping into more Artifact Cup 18 action. Make sure to check the links in the description, provided to me by Sinistro. I called him Dimitri yesterday. I guess he likes to go by Sinistro. That's his handle. Again, check the links in the description if you want to get involved with this community or the game. We're going to be having a match between Tren and Lain here. It says BBI Lain. Is this guy part of the Blackbird team? If so, that's pretty cool to see some of their own, some of the developers playing in these tournaments. Let's load it up. I'm not sure if I've seen Lain play before, but I have seen Tren play before, and Tren is a very capable player, and pretty excited to see the match here. So it's going to be Soban versus Coalition. And remember that Soban are kind of like a sub-faction of Coalition who specialize in railguns, and then their logistics modules can be a defensive turret as well. So that's kind of their speciality. Their carrier is not as good if it gets into a weaponized fight. So that's kind of the trade-off with Soban. So it looks like he retired his base runner shortly after launching a probe, and it's going to be bringing stuff out. Looks like he's got some salvagers on the queue. So that's the forces of Tren here. So Tren is playing the Soban, and his extraction area, let's just hit the sensors manager. His extraction area is here to the west, and then the Team 2 extraction over here to the east, and then on the well, I say the east, you know what I mean, southeast. Over here to the actual east, we've got the forces of Lain, and he has his base runner still. His coalition forces, pretty cool purple color going on there. I like it. Let's see what both players are up to. I'm going to take the overall look. Let's see. No light vehicle or light assault vehicle fabrication yet. From Tren, maybe he's still just building up. Let's hit the resources so we can kind of get an idea what people are up to. So Tren's sitting on a lot of resources. Maybe going for production cruiser, but he hasn't started building it yet. I'm not great at predicting builds in this game. I mean, I could try to predict that they might go for the early, I say production cruiser, sorry, the early support cruiser from the Soban, so that they can start mining off multiple locations, but finally Tren has spent some money. Let's hit the production queue. Yep, support cruiser. I actually did guess it. Wow, look at me. I got lucky. But yeah, this map is one where it kind of pays off to get greedy with your resources.
Proceed to our site.
We can watch here as Lain opens up the wrecked bulkhead, or at least he tried to. It's like it didn't work. Not sure if I've ever seen that happen. Maybe he didn't place his charge close enough. Or maybe it just looked like it didn't open, but it is. Yeah, okay, it's open. It's just kind of glitchy, I guess, because he is gathering resources. All right, light attack vehicle research, and let's watch Tren's build order here. See if he goes for railgun or AAV. Nothing done to LAVs yet in terms of upgrades. Does he even have any LAVs up? Look at this, both players going macro, it looks like. No sand skimmers. AAV up. So we have an AAV rush going over here, and the armor upgrade's already up as well. So armored vehicle with an upgrade. Support cruiser out. So the carrier's going to move up. Let's see, nothing to... Okay, yeah, AAV now coming across for Tren, so it looks like Tren's going to answer. Already 2 AAVs out. But again, this is a fairly defensible resourcing position on this map. It's because of the way it's laid out. Let's take a look at it. Again, if we look, you got your resourcing here on both sides, and then you've got the resources in the back within a choke point. Now you saw there the carrier launching modules. So what that is right there, it's an ALM. That's an armed logistics module. As you play as the Soban, when you level up the power in your carrier, you can see it's this tech right here. As you level up the power in that carrier, it starts to give you the ability to use those as defensive turrets that actually have like stun abilities. Okay, railgun now coming through. We got some LAVs up, probably mostly for scouting, and it looks like Lain has his AAVs pushing. He's now got 4, and his base runner is going to push the extraction zone. If it waits for some protection, it should be able to make it. The light attack vehicle in the center is just working some scouting. We've got a probe up over here too for Lain. LAV lost in the center for Tren.
Hostile base runner sighted.
Okay, let's see if he tries to shut down this artifact. He might as well, but the AAVs are looking like they want to maybe push towards resourcing and slow down resourcing, which is any damage you can do to resourcing on this game, or most strategy games for that matter, is a big deal. Yeah, this artifact's not going to get stopped. Not enough damage per second. So here comes the AAVs.
Contact on sensors. A sensor post is taking hostile fire.
These armed logistics modules are pretty expensive, I think. But a railgun now up, so Soban will be able to defend themselves.
A sensor post has been lost. Salvager taking hostile fire.
So the railgun can fall back and kind of keep firing. 2 railguns up now. Let's see. Whoa! Got a carrier moving forward already for Lain. Lane's doing an aggressive push from his carrier. He drops a support cruiser to cover the resourcing. Lain with another probe up. He's making an early push because the Soban carrier does not have a great weapon system, but with railguns already up, it's going to depend on what's on the production queue. Maybe let's check the production queue. And for Tren, he has done some upgrade to the armor of the LAVs and his AAVs, and he's now working on railgun accelerator upgrade, which is going to improve the railgun's damage. Looks like Lain now pulling the carrier back.
Enemy on sensors. Railgun engaging enemy units.
So, seeing 4 railguns up for Tren, so he's going to easily be able to shut down AAVs.
We have new bearing.
Again, I cannot see the tech tree of Lain.
Coordinates confirmed.
Hostile threat marked.
He's already up to level 3 power, though, because of the artifact pull, and he may have done 1 research into power 1, would be my guess. So he may be looking to weaponize his carrier. Nice backstab here with LAVs from Tren, so Tren's getting in and doing some damage to the resourcing operation. Now with the support cruiser back here, I'm not sure if 5 LAVs can kill a resourcer.
LAV taking effective fire.
They might. Let's take a look. No, they can't do enough damage to actually kill an LAV, but it can force his carrier to come back, I suppose. Let's see what else is going on. I go back in the sensors manager here. So we got 4 railguns pushing center, more LAVs coming out for Tren, who's now working on missile battery fabrication, just in case, to have some air defense. There are no fighters in the hangar that I can see for Lain, but I'm not sure if I would be able to see fighters in the hangar for Lain.
LAV construction complete. Armored assault ready for assembly.
I think I can if he has them. Oof. Look at the LAV spewing out now.
Enemy contact on the board. Ready update.
That production key, yeah, so lots of LAVs and railguns going to push, and against AAVs only, this is going to be a difficult defense for Lain, so Lain may be in a bit of trouble, but his carrier does have some power. It's just that the railguns are going to be able to kite it, and then the salvagers for Lain would be pretty vulnerable here. Check out this one LAV back here, tagging the logistics module. How annoying is that from Tren?
All stations. Hostile carrier approaching AO.
Those logistics modules cost 250
Railgun under fire.
Construction units, so they're not cheap. Probably wants to kite back from the carrier here a little bit, getting some experience even on his railguns.
Enemy contact on sensors.
Yeah, if he wants to kite the carrier, he can avoid those missiles. Carrier's going to take some pretty good damage here.
Enemy signature identified.
Let's check out the power level here. So just still no research into power. Power reserve 1. Looks like he's finished the armor upgrade, so his railguns should... Yeah, his railguns have great armor, and they have the damage upgrade for the accelerator cannon, so his railguns are going to be more survivable and dealing more damage. And Soban railguns are already pretty unique.
A railgun has been lost.
He's lost 1 railgun, but he's doing some pretty nice damage here. And the... disruption of resourcing is pretty real. Lane's in trouble here, at least in my opinion. More railguns coming up the queue, so now 6 railguns up for Tren, and a missile battery as well, just in case there was an air switch. Yep, they're strike fighters. So nice call by Tren, because here comes the strike fighters from Lain, and he's going to get some railguns up here, but if Tren just goes ahead and moves his missile battery up, he'll be able to protect against this. So great call by Tren, doing that missile battery research, because it takes money and time to get it done. I wonder if he's done support cruiser anti-air. He has not, so his support cruiser is not there, but the LAVs have a small bit of anti-air. You can see them putting a little bit of fire above. So they can definitely help out, especially if they're in large enough numbers.
Move order confirmed.
You can see this is the real key, though, here, right here. This missile battery. This is a very good anti-air unit. You might get to see it in use here in a moment. It was just about to fire on that strike fighter. There it goes. So you can see it's going to start doing quick damage to the strike fighter. Doesn't take long for this unit to pay for itself. Now the support cruiser can heal units, and the railguns are going to be able to just really lay down the damage. We'll take a look at resources. Yeah, look at the resources for Tren here. That's the difference. He's now mining, I believe, almost fully on... he's doing long hauls here, but it's not bad. He's only got one long haul. So the economy for Tren is enormous, and the railguns... Look at the railguns here. This is... Yeah. Lain has no way out of this. He's just got no economy at this point, and the only economy he's going to have is long haul. So this is... That's it. Lain is going to lose game 1 to Tren. So Tren's successful in his build here. So he got the counter to the air, and he had the resources. I mean, you can see here on the economy side, he dominated the economy side. And this, if we go over to the combat here too, it's the same, pretty much the same story. Yeah, it's the exact same story. He dominated both. Good game to Tren, and good game to Lain. Liked that one. Fun battle. I mean, on that Shallows map, I mean, if you start losing resources, as easy it is for the other player to have a lot of resources because all 3 mining locations are so close, you can get behind in a real big hurry. And it can make the game look lopsided like that because the resources are so available and close on that map. Let's go to game 2. So Lain has to pick up a win in game 2, or else Tren is going to move on. Let's see what happens. Alright, this time we're going to watch from Lain's point of view. Again, the players have to use the same factions. It is a new map this time. It's going to be Firebase Krill. This is a pretty cool map. There's a lot of interesting terrain here. Lots of blocked lines of sight, but there's also some really good lines of sight. If you get units up into high ground, some potential choke points, definitely like the map. It's a fun map. So interested to see how both players play it. You know, the Soban is such an interesting faction. You know, a lot of people play it different. If they ever get into late game, though, where they start to get their armed logistics modules, you know, really leveled up, they can get pretty nasty to deal with.
All ships. Multiple artifact signals have been detected within target range.
All right, so here's the coalition carrier of Lain, looking good. He's going to get his resourcing started here with construction units, and it looks like he's keeping his base runner, kicking out a salvager to go start hitting resource units as well. This cool nighttime map with the mesas and the dunes and all the other cool stuff. Let's go check out Tren's Soban carrier. I do not see a base runner still out and about for Tren. Let's check it out. Take it out of glass mode. Yeah, so he's also retired his base runner. He's already got salvagers heading to the second wrecked bulkhead. He's going to break it open and probably start going for more construction units, would be my guess. Now, remember, this time I'm watching from Lain's point of view, so I'm not going to be able to see Tren's research tree. But we can watch the research tree of Lain.
Light attack vehicle online.
Let's put it up onto resources for the moment. Kind of watch as the players gather resources. So Lain is actually up on RUs, Tren slightly ahead on CUs. And we've got LAV research completed for Lain, and there are a couple of LAVs on the field, and he is looking to make an artifact run early, is what it looks like. Tren does not look like he is going aggressive just yet, maybe going for a more strong economic start. He's just hit the 600 mark, and I can't remember if it's 600 or 650 where he can put down a support cruiser. It's about that range because he just did it. At least I'm assuming that's what it was. It is. Both players going for a support cruiser. So both looking to get their resourcing started. Maybe Lain wanting to get a stronger resourcing start after that basically resourcing loss last time. You can see the extraction position for Lain's up here on this mesa, and then on the other mesa over here for Tren. Again, Tren with no military units at all yet. I like the scouting from Lain. He's up here. He's trying to keep an eye on what Tren's doing, make sure he doesn't get hit by an early rush. And Tren, I think maybe having won the first game could be, and I could be wrong here, I'm trying to mind read, you know, that gets you in trouble, but he could be sitting back playing more confidently, knowing that he has one game in the bag, and if he can just play it safe here and take a second, that he would move on. And I hope you all know that while I cast these two, I do not know the outcome. This was sent to me by Sinistro in such a way that I don't know who's going to win, as long as I don't give it up to myself with spoilers, and it makes it a lot of fun to cast, because I do not know who's going to take each match. So this is my way of getting to watch the tournament myself, which I usually end up watching from like Magpie or Dreamlands. I hadn't seen it up yet, and so I was like, you know what, I want to cast a tournament. That'll be a lot of fun. I don't do it in the same way they do. A lot of times Magpie will do it live. I've seen Dreamlands do some replays and stuff too, which I really enjoy. Both of those casters a great deal. Definitely suggest you go check them out. Okay, what do we got here? 2 LAVs out for Tren now, and an AAV. Let's check the research again here. No AAV or railgun, but he has researched strike fighters. So an early strike fighter run from Lain, because the tactical bomber's up here, so he has 2 strike fighters in the hangar and 2 more on the queue, as well as some LAVs. So he is trying to rush into strike fighters. Or sorry, there's going to be 3 strike fighters in total. Here comes the first engagement. LAV is going to need to fall back. It's going to get killed. So Tren's going to take that small skirmish in the center. The one artifact it does give, so as you capture artifacts, it does give you power to go into your carrier, so that's something to be aware of. So there is other benefits to capturing artifacts. It helps you power up your carrier, so just be aware. Heavy railgun, or just railguns, Saban railguns up.
Base runner is en route.
Let's see if they have any upgrades. No upgrades yet to Tren's railguns.
Strike fighter online.
Engage on site. Green line confirmed.
Just kind of keep an eye on what's going on the overall map here. Tren is moving forward with railguns. Okay, strike fighters are coming out, and they have been tasked across the map. He does not have enough to destroy a support cruiser, I don't believe.
Move order confirmed. Course set.
Let's just kind of watch what happens here. See if we can watch the effect of the strike fighters. Strike fighters are looking for some resourcing. No, they are hitting the support cruiser. I'm not sure if 3 strike fighters have enough ammo in one run to take out a support cruiser, though.
Be advised. Hostile carrier visually authenticated.
Yeah, there's not enough ammo on the strike fighters. They're going to have to go refuel
Support craft has been engaged.
and rearm, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I thought you had to have more strike fighters than this. Yeah, you do. So he does a ton of damage, but the support cruiser is not dead, and that's important because now look at the position of the railgun here. Once it has line of sight, it should be able to hit the carrier. And also, you know, it's kind of the hand has been tipped here. I mean, the strike fighters are now known. Yeah, look at it right there, the railguns.
Strike fighter taking fire.
So 1 strike fighter up, hitting the railguns, which is very important here because the railguns are raining damage down here, and the LAVs are being used to ward off the strike fighter very, very nicely here by Tren. Ooh, gunship up. So he was rushing gunship. So a gunship is going to be good against lightly armored groups of targets, or just groups of targets in general. So the gunship here nicely shuts down the LAVs, but the damage is done to some extent here. Down to, well, he's got 5 salvagers, and this salvage well, I don't know, he's still got salvage operations over here. But surely Tren, yeah, Tren's already got a missile battery up. And I have no idea to know whether or not he's got support cruiser anti-air at this point as well, but nice save by Lain there early in what could have been a nasty situation. The only downside for him is he has not finished off the support cruiser, but it is now covered by a missile battery, so if he sends strike fighters that way, he's going to pay a heavy price, though he might be able to finish it because it hasn't healed. A second support cruiser up, so Tren is now going on a 3-base economy, only 2, so Lain is going to start falling behind, I believe, in resources.
Green line confirmed. Engines hot.
Gunship go. Proceed to marked target.
Okay, strike fighters up. Gonna have to watch out for this missile battery back here. Let's get some sweet glass mode views. So the strike fighter's doing some attacking. If that missile battery gets just a little bit closer, it's going to start dishing out some punishment. Yep, there it comes. There it comes.
Team en route to recover the artifact.
He's going to have to really watch those strike fighters. If you focus the strike fighters in on the missile battery, he might be able to take it out, but he's still focusing railguns. And he's kind of slowly taking damage. The gunship took a lot of damage as well.
Friendly vehicle has lost possession of an
Ooh, if he
artifact.
loses that gunship, that's so much investment. 3 missile batteries now up for Tren, so the aerial assault is probably no longer going to be very recommended for Lain. I like the rush to the gunship. That's such a cool build. The gunship is such a neat unit, but at the same time, like once that hand has been tipped and the opponent gets readied up with anti-air, it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get real rough. Oh, look at the mortar right there from Tren. Excellent mortar shot from the missile battery, who's covered from line of sight on that dune, and it can move behind this as well, but it's looking to get support from friendly railguns.
Railgun operational.
Yeah, there's the friendly shots from the Soban railguns. Let's check out the big armor upgrades for Tren. So he's invested in his armor. If you look here, no armor for the Soban railgun. That was an armor sundering ability, I think, that came off of that one that made it 0. You can see no armor upgrades for the Soban railguns because the money was spent on the air, and that's the problem with going on this heavy air hit. You can see now he has to do his AAV research, and Lain is now going to be caught behind trying to get the right units out because his air units are no longer viable.
Carrier production facilities
Not
upgraded.
Not in the easy sense, because again, it depends. If the support cruisers have anti-air, then it's not really viable. But all of the missile ships are forward of field now, so the support cruisers, if they don't have anti-air, would be vulnerable, but it's kind of hard to know that. Carrier's got decent power level here, and it looks like he's going to power reserve 2. So Lain, once again, maybe trying to weaponize his carrier a little and move on out. Not sure if this will work at this point, because Tren can probably support an economy. I mean, with this 3-base mining operation here, he can probably support a pretty robust economy. Let's hit the production queue and see what's going on. Tren is coming out with another support cruiser. Maybe to come up here and support his units out of field. Lain is trying to build railguns and AAVs right now. And a support cruiser dropped here for Lain. He's basically stuck in a 2-base economy, and he is pushing the enemy with his carrier. Now, interesting thing will be to see, yep, right here you have LAVs maybe moving to make a backstab, so this is potentially a great flank maneuver here by Tren. If he brings this backstab around, he can take out logistics modules while the carrier is kited to death, basically, by the railguns. This is a tough position to get into. Like I said, if you start falling behind on some of that economy, you know, the air move was a risk. It hasn't really paid off at this moment. What is this? Is that a strike fighter? Yeah, it's a strike fighter coming up. I was like, surely he doesn't have a cruise missile. That single strike fighter there may be able to do a little bit of damage here. I'm not sure where the missile battery got off to, but there's light attack vehicles that if they get close enough, they're going to shut that down too. Yeah, there's the missile batteries. Strike fighters down. So no more air units.
Light attack vehicle online.
Let's see. Can you confirm visual moving? Just trying to check the upgrades here. Yeah, Lain is in a bad spot. Not much else to say about that. He's got quite a few construction units that he hasn't used. But I mean, if he builds units out here, they're just going to drop right into Tren's units and get killed piecemeal. Lain does have 2 artifacts, but he would have to survive throughout the remainder of the time period in order to win. And Tren is looking pretty healthy right now in terms of army. He has missile batteries, he has railguns, he has LAV, he's got a very diverse army. I mean, he doesn't have any cruisers or anything, but at this point he doesn't need such a thing. So Lain's carrier is shut down. So Lain is going to be ushered out by Tren in the 2nd game. Congratulations to Tren, he is going to move on to the round of 8. GG Lain. good play there, nice attempts. I liked the what do you call it, the gunship build there in the second one. That's a fun one, but again, can be tricky to pull off, but it is fun to see that that attempt made there. The gunship can be devastating if used right, if you get it out quick enough. It didn't work out in this case, but I have seen that work before, and it's pretty exciting. So, like I said, good job to both players. Congratulations, Tren, on moving on to the next round. Hope you enjoyed the replays today. Remember, I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to try and show you all the replays from this tournament. I think it'll be fun. We still have several more games. In fact, let me take a look real quick and see how many. I tabbed out for just a moment. So there are 8 matches in the round of 16, obviously. Well, duh, should have known that because I was saying round of 16. So 2 players in each match, 8 matches. Woo! Hey, I'm an engineer, people. I'm an engineer. Oh, geez. It's one of those days. End of the day. Hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll be back with more round of 16 matches. I'm going to try and kind of put these out there daily so that I can kick through the tournament. If you are saying, Air, where's your Total War? There's going to be Total War videos, so don't worry about it. This is a little variety. Fun for me to cast something different. Want to get this tournament out there and let people see it. And want to get this game out there. Don't worry. You won't be missing any Total War. It'll still be coming daily. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. Thank you to the players. Thank you to Sinistro. Check the links in the description if you want to be a part of the community for Deserts of Kharak, or if you want to go get more information about the game. See you soon.